Hey guys, it's Dosa Lauren here, and today we are going to be talking about lessons in entrepreneurship. So let's get started. Before we go into what we're going to talk about today, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and also leave a comment below if you can relate to anything or if you have any questions or anything like that below. Okay, let's get started. So my reason for creating this video today was because I have a lot of questions, especially under my videos on TikTok, about becoming a freelance makeup artist. So one of the things that I feel like people struggle with the most when becoming a freelance artist is kind of getting their name out there and just, you know, beginning. Some people are kind of like scared because they don't want to be judged or, you know, be criticized. And I think that one of the things that we're gonna have to get past if you want to get where you want to be is the fear of being criticized and perceived. It's actually a scary thing during, you know, these times that we're living in, especially like on social media. I feel like a lot of us are scared to be ourselves because we don't want to be judged or criticized, but that's just what comes with, you know, the game, or just being a, you know, person that uses social media to enhance their business or get clientele or put their work out there. I think you just have to have like a I don't give a F mindset, and I don't think it's bad. I think that you really have to stop caring in order to get where you want to be, because if you keep caring, then people are going to hold you back, whether it's, you know, people that don't even exist that you're thinking about. You know, a lot of the things that we are putting on ourselves don't even exist. I think it's just you versus you type of thing. And so I would say number one is just getting started and just getting comfortable with putting your work out there, and I feel like the confidence will come. That's the second thing I want to cover, is being confident. I felt like starting out, I've always been into makeup, so me kind of being confident about it was already there. I already knew that I was good at makeup because I've been practicing since I was like 13. So whether I was like, I would compare myself to other makeup artists, but I'm at a point now where I kind of just like, all right, who cares? Like, you know, I don't get caught up in that because people like love my work, people appreciate my work. So I would shift my focus to people who actually care and people who support me and people who support my work. If you have those people in your circle or online, then I would shift your focus on them and not focus on the people who, you know, are negative or judging or, you know, stuff like that. So building that confidence comes with switching your mindset, and mindset is the biggest thing. We all are struggling with, you know, being ourselves authentically and, you know, putting ourselves out there, especially if we grew up being very introverted or, you know, quiet or, you know, reclusive. Just you have to day by day break out of that. Like, just do little small things, and then those little small things will build to bigger things. So that's how you really build the confidence. It's just putting, like, if you have to tell yourself that, you know, I'm the best out there, or, you know, whatever you have to tell yourself in order to be, you know, secure within yourself, do that. You know, just don't shit on anyone like while you're doing it. I think another lesson to talk about is when to take a risk and when not to take a risk. I think that when we take risks, that's what leads us to the next phase or the next timeline. You know, I feel like every moment I try to seize. I do get in like my little episodes of like sadness where, you know, I don't want to work, I don't want to create, this is a great example.
We can do what it takes for us to be, and resist, and we can be to be what it takes for us to be, and we can do.
So I do have moments where, you know, I do get a little bit discouraged, but you really have to pick yourself up out of that, especially when if you don't have a good support system. I don't think that it's going to be easy. It's already not easy in itself, but having a support system is great, like a group of friends or a couple friends that can, you know, lift you up, or you can run ideas off of, people that you can trust, especially you know, people that are doing the same things as you, or they're, you know, in the same industry as you. Especially as a makeup artist, I would start working with photographers, models, hairstylists, nail techs, like, you know, people that are into the same things, because you'll be able to bounce ideas off of them, you'll be able to vent to them, you'll be able to ask for advice from them as well. And so I think that it's good to be in a community. Community is really everything to me. You know, I'm Aquarius moon, so yes, I need community. Okay, but I'm also used to being a loner as well, so either way I go, I'll be fine. But I got into a point where I have people that I can call and kind of like reach out to and be like, hey, can I run this idea by you? Or hey, how should I handle this client? Or hey, like, you know, am I right, am I wrong, like give me your opinion. Like I will call all 5 of my friends, like, because they're in the same like field as me. We're all chasing something, we're all not chasing something, we're all living, you know, our dream, we're, you know, working hard. I will call them because it's like I need that advice right then and there, and I can't reach out to certain people. Like sometimes I can't reach out to my mom, or I can't reach out to my dad, because they're not in the same field as me. Like they are doing totally different things. Like they might have, you know, a way that they think that it should go, but it's 2024, like it don't work like that at all. So that's another thing I say, like, you know, build a community, build, you know, friendships, relationships with people that you think that will be able to benefit you and uplift you, and also be able to be in a space to give that energy back, because don't nobody like an energy vampire. Okay. So we talked about confidence, we talked about mindset, we talked about community. A couple other things that I can, you know, touch base on is just like customer service. I feel like customer service is one of the biggest things, because anybody can book a hair appointment, anybody can book a lash appointment, anybody can book a makeup appointment, but it all boils down to how you treat that person and how memorable the experience is. If you give them a horrible experience, or you're, you know, people remember everything. Okay, I'm one of those people. Like when I book a service, right, especially my hair appointments, like mean everything to me. Okay, those are my times where I want to feel beautiful, I want to feel, you know, expensive, I want to feel like that girl, I want to feel like that bitch. Okay, so, and I'm like, I like to pay to get my hair done because it's a luxury for me. Okay, it makes me feel good. Okay, so I want to be cared to. I had I'm gonna speak about some hair experiences that I've had. Okay, I've had an experience where I book a hair appointment with someone and they're late. So I was late one time, right? Okay, paid the fee, whatever. I don't mind. I don't mind paying no late fee. Okay, whatever. The second, I think it was like the second or third appointment I had with her, she was running late and she didn't take no money off. And so I was like, okay, so if I'm late, you're gonna charge me, but if you're running late, it's all I get is a, oh sorry, running late. But you're gonna put me behind in what I have to do. I did not like that. I did not like that. And especially because she was mad late, like she was late as well. And I had another hairstylist do that to me before, and they wait to the last minute to tell me that they're gonna be late. Like nobody likes that. Like get ahead of the game. Like if you know you're gonna be running late, let your client know, or let the next person know. Like don't nobody want to know until the last minute. So anyway, another thing about like the client experience is making sure that you're nice, you have a nice attitude. Attitude is everything, especially dealing with women. Like let's be honest, like literally let's be honest. Okay, some of us don't want to admit that we have bad attitudes. Some of us don't want to admit that we're not the greatest person when it comes to customer service. And you might have a passion for hair, you might have a passion for lashes. I like passion for lashes. Passion for lashes. Passion for lashes. Lashes passion. Anyway, you might have a passion for these things, right? Or doing these things, but you have to also have that backing or that passion to service people. We are service providers, and I think that's what we forget when we do these jobs or when we do these services, that yeah, we are creatives, we are entrepreneurs, we run the show. And everybody likes to say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, boss and CEO, but it takes a lot of humbleness to be that person too. You have to, not saying you have to take shit from people, because that's not the case at all, but what I'm saying is you have to know when to tone it down. And I find, like, especially in the last year or two, that ever since kind of like 2020 happened, like, people have been complaining about lash techs, hairstylists. I haven't really heard any complaints about any nail techs, but it was like a whole thing on Twitter, a whole thing on TikTok. Like, the hair girlies were mad, okay? And so I feel like there's this ego that we have sometimes because we're getting a certain type of money flow, we're getting a certain type of clientele, our work might be going viral on social media, we might have hella followers, and that sometimes gets to people's heads and makes them forget their why and why they started it. Some people, you can tell that they're just doing it for money, and that's sad sometimes, because, like, I get it, this is a $1 billion industry, but at the same time, it's not all peaches and cream, glitz and gold. You have to be able to be a humble person and be able to cater to your client. And again, this is not saying, oh, the customer is always right, because we always know that the customer is not always right, but we have to be able to accommodate the client. Okay, I've had plenty of clients where I'm just like, okay, over and done, right? Like, I don't know how to handle, not even I don't know how to handle them, but they are getting on my damn nerves so much to the point where I don't want to deal with them, right? So again, I've had, not, I don't want to say bad or terrible clients, but I had good clients, like difficult clients turn to good clients, okay? Because I'm able to redirect the energy and redirect how the situation plays out, okay? And so we have to be able to know how to do that. And if we don't, then you kind of are just going to end up hating your job or hating the things that you initially loved. And I was at that point once in my, you know, beauty career where I was just like, I'm over these women. Like, I'm over these, you know, these people coming up here talking to me any type of way, telling me how to do my job, not being on time, disputing charges. Like, oh my God, that the disputing charges, girl, they used to get in my motherfucking nerves. But now I'm like, okay, well, I got your deposit, you're not getting that deposit back. Or, you know, I'm able to have my business set up to where I can show my bank or show whatever that, hey, this person did get this service. Oh, hey, this person, you know, I got their signature for, you know, the policies, you know, stuff like that. So I think those are big lessons to learn and adhere to when you are going throughout this journey. It's not going to be an easy journey, especially mine has not been easy. I've had self-doubt, I've had, you know, discouragement. Is discouragement a word? Or I've been discouraged before. And whether it was just lack of support or lack of just confidence, like, I've been there, like, I know how it feels. And the way to get past that is just show up, like, really just show up. And if you have to, like, change your routine, change your mindset, do that, because I'm in the midst of doing that. Like, I'm in the midst of turning my whole entire world around because I know what I want. And I think another thing is, like, when you figure out your why, it's easier to write down the how. You know, how are you going to do this? And to throw this out there, like, you don't know how things are going to play out, but you can have a plan. You can have action steps that are going to lead you to what you want to do and where you want to be. And I really had to get, you know, serious with myself. And being from a place where there's a lot of distractions, and moving away from that has shown me that, okay, when you take out the distractions, the relationships, the friendships, the family issues, the the comfortability, like even issues within yourself. Once you take that away from the environment that you grew up in and you move to a different place, now it's like, okay, so who's really the villain? Like, who's really the issue? Is it you? Was it distractions? Like, and so I realized when I moved here, like, okay, it's really me. Like, I really need to sit down and get serious with myself and figure out why I'm doing this, because it's so easy to get lost into, okay, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to do this? So you start, you know, especially when it comes to like finances, because I think now, like, being in the economy that we are in, like for me, and I'm going to be so honest right now with you guys, because like I said, this journey is not easy, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm this like this makeup artist who's getting like hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like, I've made, you know, money, but I haven't hit no plaques where it's like I'm making like, oh my god, insane, $1 million. But I've learned enough so far to where I can give my wisdom and my knowledge to you guys. And so again, with going back to taking risks, I took the risk to move to Houston because, one, in my mind, I was feeling like, okay, this is a place for me where I can, you know, do what I want to do, which is, you know, for freelance makeup and full glam. Like, the girls out here, they love the like, the makeup here is okay, chef's kiss. But I also noticed, like, being down here, my prices that I had back home, people were willing to pay that because we are up north and everything is a little bit more expensive anyway. And so people are like okay with paying a certain amount. Here, people are not used to paying what they're paying up north, right? So, for example, like, I'll talk about the lash industry because I have a friend, she does lashes, and we speak about this all the time, where, you know, she charges a certain amount, but people down here are like, oh, I'm not paying 140, 160 for lashes, you know. And there was another not content creator, but lash artist who moved from Atlanta to Houston, and she was saying the same thing. She's charging like $200 for lashes, and she comes down here and she's like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not saying she's not paying 200, but she is not going to charge anything less than that, because that's her pricing. Like, she's gonna stand on that. I totally understand, because once you've been in the game for a certain amount of time, and you know, this is your living, like this is your whole entire like income, yeah, you're not charging anything less than. So I think for me, like, when I first came down here, I was immature. I did have an immature mindset. Like, I'm not who I was a year ago, that's for sure. And I came down here thinking that things were going to take off very quickly, that my work was so good that people were just going to fuck with it, they were going to fuck with my prices, and that was just not the case at all. Like, I definitely did have, you know, clients, but was it like how I had back home? Absolutely not. You know, people are used to paying cheaper amounts down here. And also, with that being said, also starting over with building clientele. And so it's like, because people already have like their staple people that they go to out here, right? So it's like, you have to get creative, you have to have a plan. And I had a plan, but it wasn't like, I really honestly, I feel like God laughed. God laughed, okay? God was cackling, because when I look back, I'm like, girl, you just wait, okay? But truth be told, it's like the reflection that I'm having now is that I'm glad that I came down here, because now I realize what it takes to actually be that girl and be that you know, that boss bitch, like, who's doing this, taking this trip, or, you know, investing in this business, or, you know, taking things to another level within her business, right? And so I look at a lot of people like Par Moon, especially because I remember like back in 2020, right? She had launched her business, it went viral. Ari was using her makeup, not makeup, her skincare, that blew up. And then like her going from Atlanta, having warehouses, to now she's in Houston. Now in Houston, she just opened up another warehouse. And so like, I just love it, because not only, like, of course you see people, they're buying the bags, they're buying the jewelry, they're buying the cars, stuff like that. That's great. But to see someone actually still be consistent and still uphold, you know, a certain respect within their business and consistency, like when it comes to branding, or even not even just consistency, but like just leveling up and giving their customers a higher experience the higher they go. You know, that's beautiful. I think that that is the most important thing. Like, again, figuring out what is your why. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you want to inspire people? Are you doing this because you want to change the game? Do you want to do this because you want to just, like, what is your why? And stick to that why and figure out what lane you're going to go in. And honestly, if there ain't no lane for you, make the lane. Make the lane, make the lane, make the lane, make the lane for you. I don't know what accent that was, but I just feel like I learned so much about myself personally. I learned so much about, you know, just being a business owner, how to step up to the plate, and what it's going to take for me to step up to the plate. Because that quote, that to whom much is given, much is expected of, that is very true. Because the responsibility that comes with like everything, making sure everything is afloat, that is a big heavy responsibility. And if you cannot handle the little tidbits in the beginning, you're not going to be able to handle the shit that comes later. And I honestly feel that I was built for this, and so I'm not going to give up on myself. I'm not going to give up on my business. There's been times where I wanted to and just been like, okay, whatever, like F this, like I'm about to just go back to school, I'm about to go do it. Like, of course I still want to get my degree and everything and finish getting my degree, but that is not like a thing where I get a degree, get a job, and I'm working 9 to 5 every day. That's not me. I want to cultivate things, I want to create things, I want to bring people together, I want to inspire women. And I feel like for me, my goal is to be the bigger sister that I never had, the big sister I never had. Sorry guys, my camera died. But like I was saying, I think another thing that I would say, like lessons, I saw this TikTok one day and it was basically talking about how this guy, you know how like people on certain TikToks, they are like stopping people on the street, like in these expensive outlets or shopping centers, and they're asking them, oh, what do you do, and like what's your business, stuff like that. So this guy, he was like, you know, keep God first always in your business. And I think that's so important. Like, I didn't realize that until now. I can say before I wasn't, you know, moving with God first in my business before. I knew I had a purpose, and I was like spiritual, but I wasn't really like letting God take the way. My motivation was that like at the time was proving people wrong, and it was kind of like a vengeance, like a oh, I'm gonna show you, like, oh yeah bitch, you got me fucked up, like, oh you think okay bitch. It was even within myself, like I was proving myself like right, like okay, this is who you are. And even to this day, like I don't fully turn that switch off. You know I don't even want to call it like a switch, but like, you know how you can dim lights like that. I kind of keep it in the middle, lower it sometimes, because when you get caught up in trying to prove people wrong, you kind of like self-sabotage, or you know, get to doing stupid stuff, right? And so I feel like if I put God first in my business a long time ago, I definitely would have been a little bit further along, or maybe just a little bit more confident, because I know that he has me, and he has my business. And so I think that's another thing, like putting God first within your business and talking to God. And whether, you know, you're very spiritual, you're very religious or not, like I think that having that time to yourself and actually like praying and speaking life into yourself is very important, because people will try to tear you down, people will try to shit talk you, people will try to like dim your light or tell you, no, you can't do that, no, you can't be that girl, no, you can't, or you should be realistic, or you should be real with yourself, or you need to get a real job. Like I hate that when people try to be like, get a real job, or you know, like your job isn't like anything. Like, no. What you are saying though is that you wish you had my job, because who wouldn't want to get up and do something that they love every day? You like, it's almost like you're doing what you can and I'm doing what I want. Like, that's the difference. Anyway, but again, I'm getting sidetracked. But I've had a lot of experience with that, like, you know, people trying to shit on you, people try to make you feel like, I've had them. That's been a big lesson my whole life. And people shitting on you and trying to make you feel like shit, or trying to make you feel like less than, or you're not worthy. Like I think that's one of the reasons why I started getting into makeup, was because like when I was young, I was very insecure. Like I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. I was going to a school where they were diverse, but most of the kids were white, you know, at my elementary school and, you know, my middle school. And so being one of the darkest girls out of my friends and out of like the school, it was kind of like the guys never looked at me, not the guys, the boys never looked at me, or if they were, it's because I was taking on this like attitude of I was like the bad kid. Like I was always trying to act out so I can get attention, because I wasn't getting attention in like a attraction way. I had to like kind of like comfort myself in a way, and I would do that by like acting out. I would like, you know, be violent towards the boys, or I would just like have this hard up like type of thing going on like when I was in middle school. And then once I got into high school, like I kind of switched that energy from doing the most to, okay, let me put this energy towards something. So I was, you know, watching YouTube. I was watching the makeup artist on there, Time the Infamous. I love her. The Makeup Guru. I don't think her YouTube exists anymore, but Aaliyah J. There were so many people I was watching and I was so inspired by. And when I went into high school, I was buying makeup, I was getting into it, I was, you know, I was really doing it all, like cutting my hair. Like I expressed myself through my appearance, and I kind of took hold of that when I was young. I was like, you know, if I'm gonna just do what I want, and I'm gonna just be that girl. Like not even that girl, because that's a term now, but I'm going to be me. Like the fuck, like. And you know, of course sometimes you fall to peer pressure in high school, but at the time I was just like, makeup is my thing, like that's my, you know. And the girls at the time, they would shit talk me all the time and try to like tear me down, try to make me feel like I was ugly without it, or try to tell me that, you know, I wouldn't be shit without it, and it's a third. Like, but looking back now, it's just like, no, you're just mad, like because you can't do it, right? And so anybody that's young and like watching my channel, I would say like just be who you are, and don't allow these people out here, or these kids out here, to tear you into shreds, because kids are mean. Okay, people can be very mean. And social media was taking off when I was in high school too, so like that was a big thing too. And yeah, I just didn't let people stop me from doing what I love, though. That's for damn sure. So I kept with it, and now I'm here, and now it's just, makeup is my baby. And now I've realized, okay, makeup is my baby, but makeup has also allowed so many opportunities to come into my life and continue to flow towards me, and I'm super proud of that, and I'm super happy, I'm super blessed. I thank God every day for being able to live my life and just be able to do what I love and get paid for it. And so yeah, I think that's really like the lessons that I've learned so far. I'll probably make a part 2, because I'm pretty sure there's some things that I didn't cover. But again, I thank y'all for watching my video. If you are inspired, or if you have any takeaways, you know, from this video, feel free to leave them in the comments. I appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, watching them, and I hope that I can continue to build this community. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and yeah, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.